live. We're live. Bonjour. Centered-ish. Centered-ish. I can. Are we crooked? I'm not 100% sure. It looks like we're on a bit of a down slant. Okay, I'm coming. Too close for comfort. Coming to you. The cami. Just like this. Like I feel like that. Let's judge it off the feet. The feet could actually be crooked. I think we're okay. As long as we can, here, let me close this. Close. Well, we have back today. We have triceps today. We don't have Cheryl today. Cheryl's at work. She's like, I really hate missing these. And I'm like, I kind of miss you too. Like we've been kind of doing these. It seems like she hasn't been at work for a while, but I don't know. So here I am in the middle of the screen drinking coffee. What can I say? At least I got some people for spin. I'm doing lunch spin in arm prior now. So after this, protein shake, and then we're going to get ready and we're going to do a spin class. So anyways, cheers. Some cold black coffee. For those of us that are using bands today, for the back, I'll step in front of the bench for a sec here. Right, we're going to be standing in the center of the band, okay? And then just using different hand positions, different pulls. Let me get over here and show you this. Okay, so it's in the center. So give a little test pull, guys. See if you want a little bit more tension. If you do, remember you can kind of pull these through the handles or just even make a little tiny knot in the center. That'll shorten up the band length. Hey, Gibber. Gibber's going to be here with me for spin as well. So getting the weights done and the cardio. Like, this is like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich day type of day. I get to coach some strength training with you guys. I get to coach spin. I have a private client coming later on in the day. And then I actually get to go and head to the JAG Center and coach Pilates. And that's my week 2 of week 4. So I know. The days will get fuller, but like, it's not too bad. Like, I've only been here since March. So thank you very much for starting to keep my days a little bit busier doing the stuff that I love. We had a great time at Elmont Fitness Center last night as well. So for the tricep exercises, pretty much the same thing. For the kickbacks, you're going to be standing again in the center of the band, right? Elbows up, extending back. We do have a move that you are going to definitely need the bench or the chair for. Those are going to be some dips. Those are bench dips where we're going to bring our hands off, keeping our body very close to the edge, and then bending and extending. Now, I very much know that type of exercise doesn't work for a lot of people just because of the rotation of the shoulder. And I'll show you how that rotation looks this way. You got to stay close to the bench. You can't be out here doing your dips, right? You can push through your feet. You can keep your legs extended. If you're thinking like, I don't think so, my shoulder is not ready for that type of thing, what I'm going to get you guys do is just lay down on your mats. Again, for those of us that do have benches, but we're not programmed to be working benches. I have coffee all over my bench. So when we get into the dips, which is the very last exercise, if you guys want to do some skull crushers instead, if that's going to make you feel a little bit safer, absolutely up to that. I've not done dips in the program since we started December of last year. A little bit iffy, right, for the shoulders, but we're going to try some new stuff, and we're also going to give you options if some of that new stuff doesn't work for you. So I'm going to keep a bench there. So when I tell you, you guys can stand, you can. I may stay seated just to make sure that the height is good in the camera angle. So today we're doing pyramids. We're going to start with some bent over 2 arm rows. Okay, so a warm-up weight. I'm going to start with a 15. So you can either sit on your chair or you can stand. I'm going to come behind the bench, okay? I'm going to forward fold, and with both hands at the same time, I'm going to pull those dumbbells in towards my back. Okay, so this is where I may take a seat. I'm not too sure how this is going to go with all the forward fold for the back for me today. So that's about as far as I can get today. Again, focusing on pulling up to the hips. Your pyramid schematic is 30, 45, 60, 45, and 30. I know I was kind of a little bit silly, tuck the tailbone and roll it up when I actually wrote out the description for today's workout. Anyways, if you haven't read it, maybe don't. Yeah, there was a couple puns in there, so yeah, it was that kind of humor. Tip of the hips. This is your 45. Try to get down a little bit lower if I can. Inhale to exhale. So I'm feeling things from Monday and Tuesday already. Like Cheryl thought week 1 was just, whew. Anyways, that woman was so sore after week 1. She texted me this morning, and she is stiff as well. So she's been pushing hard on week 2. Again, after this week, we're 50% done. Keep your elbows close to your body and squeeze at the top. So you get warm already. Right, chin out of chest, gazing forward but down to the ground. And again, if it's too much to stand, we've got 5 seconds left. Take your seat, right, your bench, your chair. Watch how my spine rolls. Tuck and roll. That's going to help protect your back. I'm not going any heavier than these 15s. My rear shoulders, my rear delts are on fire right now. Big one on this one. Tip of the hips, ready to roll. 1 minute on these pulls. Oh yeah, right off the bat, those shoulders. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'm not going to talk about what you're probably all thinking about. I watched it for as late as I could, and then I got up as early as I could to check. So that's a big event that's happened today. But I think we are going to talk about some other stuff. So the other stuff is, again, the good news is after we're done this series, how are you guys doing? Right? It's the timing schematic of the pyramid that starts to get me, because I know that you guys are getting comfortable with some of these moves as well. We are only taking 1 week break when we tie up this series. Okay, so 1 week. So if you are a little bit further behind, less than 10 seconds, let's go. Keep your traps down so your neck is nice and soft. And again, slow and steady. I love to feel that squeeze. Tucking the tailbone. I'm just going to put those down for a sec. Lots of grip strength today. So you guys did it. Awesome. You made it to the peak. We're going to come down the other side, and we're going to hit another 45 seconds with the bent over 2-arm row. That's the 4 stop in your pyramid time schematic. So chest is up. Again, oh my God. As soon as I do that first pull, my rear shoulders are like, I can have that. Inhale to exhale. Again, that's when you can see that the brain is going like, there's other factors happening in the body. You should take away her speech right now. Oh, my brain is like, wow, these things are burning. And if yours are getting to a little bit too much, 1 arm at a time, right? You do that single side pull. But you know what? I just want you to try and squeeze this out. Try and pull your shoulder blades into your spine, right? Let's build some muscle on our bodies. Tucking at the tailbone and roll it up. 1 more round. I'm quite nervous. I'm going to kick this coffee cup over. So let's just move this out of the way. There we go. You stay over there, liquid gold. Last, bent over 2-arm row, palm in. And then we're going to move into a tricep. Okay, so the triceps are the kickbacks. On this row, I want you to focus on squeezing your shoulder blades into your spine. Squeeze up. Right there. I don't know why I'm whispering. Not 100% sure. There's nobody else here with me. We're going to squeeze. Everything is firing off. I hope you guys are having a good week on this. I hope you're kind of getting curious as well, too, as what we're going to be doing in the December program. Tuck the tailbone, roll it up. I think you can feel it in my hamstrings on this. Now, team, I know I'm walking out of camera to grab my dumbbells. You all know that I am not super strong on these tricep kickbacks. I'm going to give my break a little bit of a back. I'm going to give my back a little bit of a break with a forward fold. We're going to bring it up and then full extension down. Let me come back over here. Sometimes we lose right there, focus in that camera. So up and through. Again, it's taking it out of kind of like the track of where that lens is sitting. Oh, guys, I do not know. I'm going to be honest with you. If I can, I think I'm going to be at 5 on these today. Yeah, I'm going to show you a different angle though. So I'm going to come on over here, nice and slow. Follow me, camera. Tip at the hips. Okay, so again, keeping the elbows nice and tall. Gazing down and front forward, full extension back, full extension back. Yeah, I think, okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm feeling right now, because maybe you're feeling the same thing. So I'm feeling that my traps are engaged because they're really having to work off of that first exercise, because the bent over 2-arm row, the position, give me one sec, team, you keep going. The position is really quite similar, isn't it, to this exercise. So I can feel all those muscles in my traps, my upper back, really working to keep my elbows up during this kickback. So again, we can alternate if we have to. I'm going to tell you right now, team, I'm just telling you a lot of things today. It's not even my triceps right now. It's legit my traps and back from the first, like the first exercise we did. I can't, you know how I am after Tuesday nights, okay? Bear with me. Chest, elbows, and extension. This is your 60-second block on these kickbacks, okay? And then we're going back down. I'm doing that C grip, so my thumbs are over the handle, like my other fingers. Just one sec here. There we go. Just give mommy a second here. Okay, there we go. Inhale to exhale to full extension. So back and triceps, interesting combination, right? Then we have 2 more days. We're going to be hitting core again on Friday. Oh, give me a sec here. My word. Core and legs. Core and legs. It is going to be a sweaty mess of a program, but I think you're going to love it. 10 seconds. How are you guys feeling? The triceps are definitely starting to bark at me now. And again, still working on trying to roll up slowly. Keep this area nice and soft because I can feel myself wanting to pull up. So again, we're going to press those shoulders down. I want you to pull your shoulder blades back so you're not rounded forward, so your chest is up and open. We're going to forward fold, pull the elbows up, and then go back to another full extension. And that's a 40-second work. I'm going to tell you, man, I am here with you guys. I don't know how you're feeling out there right now. How's the week been? Right into middle week hump. It's going to be a great Wednesday. The Wednesday is going to be awesome. I am throwing in a couple alternating ones here just to make sure that I can keep that tension in the right spot. So I'm kind of going with a single arm right and then a single arm left. And then I'm going to throw in a double. Okay, I'm just trying to keep moving here with the time schematic. Dumbbells on the legs and roll it up. The funny thing is too, because now that I'm doing more spins in the week, okay, given I've only done 1 extra, it'll be 2 today. I can feel that extra energy. I absolutely can. Elbows up, full extension, right? So we understand, especially for those of you that are just starting a weight training program with us, these first bits, you're feeling great, but you're also feeling the energy that you're putting out into these programs, right? The way that your body's repairing your muscles afterwards. And just, when it does repair, it's kind of uncomfortable too, right? So you're kind of dragging that feeling around with you as well. So your body will give you payback sooner or later. I know the first little bit of adding extra stuff into a program can be tough. Stick with it. We're going to get through it together. Alternating palm back pulls have us front forward, and then you're pulling 1 dumbbell into each hip. So I want you guys to start with that. I'm just going to grab something a little bit heavier. Those are my 5s. I'm going to grab some 12s on this, okay? This may be, again, a seated exercise for you. It's definitely a seated exercise for me. Again, protecting that back. So again, at Almont, we do Pilates. So I can absolutely feel my low back. Although I do more coaching, really, than I do the actual exercises when I'm doing those group classes. Roll it up and through. So we had some fun last night. We used like tension balls, like squishy balls. And yeah, the balls got thrown at me at one point. So thanks, guys, especially Linda. You're going to tip at the hips. You're going to put your palms back, and you're going to pull up in towards your hip. You got her up and through. And Trish, I'm going to give you a shout out. Thank you so much for continuing to support Bonner in his basketball. I appreciate you taking him to his games. I am looking forward to taking a little bit of time in December and going to watch that little guy play some basketball, because it's kind of the first sport that he's actually really enjoyed. And he's actually really good at it. I know. I could never dribble basketballs. And I was actually playing on a team. It was embarrassing. It just wasn't a skill I had. Right? Alternating palm back pulls. The 12s feel nice. I think I'm going to try some 15. So I'm going to put those there for a sec. This is our 60 seconds. Okay, I'm going to try these 15s. I'm keeping my 12s right beside. Also, I want to thank Julie, who keeps monitoring our YouTube page up and through, right? Thank you so much, Jules, for keeping an eye out. And again, 213 subscribers now. I don't know, that feels real big. It feels real big. So thank you again for subscribing. And again, always open to ideas that you guys might want to see on this platform. The one thing that Cheryl and I want to encourage is strength training, right? There's so many other different types of training. We really believe in adding that strength, that muscle to our bodies. That's where we want to be headed. About 20 seconds left. How you guys going? Make sure you're stabilizing your torso, right? Your shoulders stay level in the front. That elbow's going to pull out slightly. The shoulder blade moves into spine again. Okay, that's the big cue on these back pulls. Move your scap into spine. Try not to twist at the low back. And then just roll up slow. So yeah, all of us are aging. I'm like, that's a thing. We are all aging. We're just kind of aging on a different, part of the timeline. So tip of the hips, palm back pulls, up and through. And really, as the body does age, or whatever you're up to, maybe that's not even what you're focused on right now. But I'm going to let you know that I am going to focus on it for you. Okay, so maintaining, building muscle at any age for whatever reason, aesthetics, strength, longevity, bone health. Maybe you're training for a sport. Maybe your job, like Cheryl, is highly physically demanding, right? She needs to stay strong. She is a firefighter. That is just one of the toughest positions, operating in, extreme circumstances, plus with extreme heat. Roll it up, and then throw on all that gear that they're wearing with their tanks, with even their helmets that they wear. They're really significant, all the weight of this. So again, whatever you're showing up for, I love cardio, you know that. I love to coach spin, tip of the hips, but I really want to encourage you to continue on with the lifts, with the lowers, right? We're going to keep trying to make it as fun and creative as we can. I think the combos just never stop. Up and through, you're going to squeeze it, bring it back down, right on, almost there, 10 seconds to go. Back and triceps. So a lot of time to do some seated stuff if you are feeling a little bit fatigued from the first couple days, but I am going to let you know that we're moving on to the next exercise. So if you are using a band, you could sit on the band, you could stand, right, and then sit back down. What we're going to do is behind the head. So if you want to grab one dumbbell or two, I'm going to start with a 15. We're going to bend and extend. Sometimes with the one dumbbells, people have a hard time with the elbows, okay? If you want to grab two, you can do that as well. That'll give you a little bit more clearance behind the head. I have a baseball cap on backwards right now. I think I might take it off, because what's going to happen is, can you see my head moving forward? Can you see I'm coming at you slightly? What's happening is the peak of my cap is actually getting in the way. So my microphone is going to go here. You're going to have to deal with this for a second, okay? Because what I told you was, okay, well, I've never told you this. Come back into, go ahead. Oh, no. Now we've lost, Julie, your camera for some reason. Here, let me come up here. No, for some reason, Julie's camera, there we go, is having a bit of a day. They are retaliating for some reason. That's okay. Up and through. Maybe it's the hair. Oh my God, camera, you're trying to save the studio audience, the people at home from seeing my haircut. The thing is, it is always position and function before beauty. Yeah, even before beauty. So now that the cap's out of the way, that dumbbell's coming right behind my head, and then I'm pushing for a full extension up. So keeping your chin out of your chest, and I gotta pull it around and through. I have a 25 right now. I think that's enough for me, especially because we're actually doing 5 sets here, right? 2 30s, 2 45s, and a 60. And in about 3 seconds, we're doing this exercise for a full minute. So swinging it back behind. My palms are actually facing up, so I'm kind of like just scooping the dumbbell. You can go with a narrow hand, or if you wanted to, you can grab both ends of the dumbbell as well. So we're going to inhale, exhale, up and through. So you can do this in standing position or seated. Just with the way that the camera was today, I opted to stay in seated position. Seated position, my triceps are starting to burn a little bit. A lot, I'm lying. It's a lot. They're burning a lot actually right now. Okay, let's just keep going right here. Seated is a really clean position because I can't dip or drive from my knees and hips. So I am forced, oh my Lord, there's still 20 seconds left. Things are starting to get spicy in the triceps now. I'm going to work on trying to keep the elbows as close as I can, knowing that they are going to fall open slightly as that dumbbell comes behind head. Whew, I'm starting to sweat on this one, guys. Yep, right there. I'm going to pull it down and through. Yes, because I really want to make sure, oh my God, my triceps are filling up, that I can get that dumbbell around safely. If you ever have to, you're going to drop the dumbbell behind. Just let it fall and hit the floor, okay? If you are feeling at risk about keeping the grip. All right, 45 seconds. Okay. Cheryl, where are you? Oh my God, 911. 911 on this one. This one gets me all the time. You know what it's feeling a little bit too is, okay, just give me 1 sec. Let me shake out the beef. Okay, I'm back. Here we go. Hashtag, it's just needed a second there. This is feeling a little bit of the triceps too. Absolutely, okay? It's feeling a little bit of the triceps from chest, the forearms. Oh guys, this is so tough. This is so tough for me right now. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Holy shit. I swear my hat is like my Superman cape. And when it's not on, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. Let's go behind the head one more time. Elbows tight, chest up. I think all of us bring in, strengths to each workout. And then we have areas that we struggle with. Triceps are definitely an area that I struggle with. 10 seconds. But man, can I ever feel how effective? One more, come on. How can I? Right on. I just want that on the floor. Thank you. Okay, let's put the hat back on and see if that helps out a little bit. Palm forward rows. There we go. Go camera. Camera, you should be okay. Palm forward rows. I will make sure that the camera comes back to us. We're going to pull in towards our hips. I'm so sorry about the blurring today, everyone. Let's try and get that back. So you go ahead. I know. Come on over here. I have to talk to Julie. I'm not sure why. We never had issues with the camera before. Yeah, maybe it's because Cheryl's not here. Okay, so anyways, we're palm forward on this one. I'm going to grab some 15s. I know you guys already got started, and I missed the whole first 30 seconds. Okay, well, that's okay. That's okay. We have a 45 coming up. As long as you guys got it done, we're good. I'm going to forward fold, chest up. Right, so we're going to tip of the hips and then pull into the hips. You got her. So 45 seconds. So pyramid. Try to keep those shoulders down from your ears. Up and through. I know. Do you guys get the same flavor too? Like you come in on week 1, you're all raring to go. And then week 2, right? Maybe your lifts are getting a little bit heavier. And then, we really have to kind of swallow that truth of that we just need to continue this stuff. It's another reason too that Cheryl and myself want to keep offering these free platforms, because really it holds us to maintaining this 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week for us as well, rolling it up and through. It's really funny because like people think because you choose to be a fitness coach, okay, there's a billion of us, we're a dime a dozen out there, right? We're going to tip at the hips. Sometimes they think like, oh, like you're naturally athletic or, you know, any like, no, not naturally athletic whatsoever, right? I played sports in high school. I was absolutely not even close to being the best player, but man, I had fun. It was team building and it got me out of class. Sorry. Hey, whatever the cell is, get those kids moving up and through. But I really never was that star athlete by any means, squeezing the shoulder blades back. But I always really like to encourage people, right? And I always believed, you know, if you put the work in, things are going to come. Like if you keep putting the work in, things are going to come. If you just keep putting that effort into it and roll it up. And I think that's a great mentality to build a coach, right? So if you're not that star athlete, how can you assist somebody else who has that potential, right? Tip at the hips. And like my star athletes are people like me. They're like people that are just trying to make time for themselves. Just kind of like, you know, we're doing our thing on the planet. We're trying to be the best people that we can be. We know that we need to make time for ourselves. And then sometimes we don't know how to get there on our own. Sometimes you need somebody to share their energy with, right? That's how I come in as a coach, up and through and squeeze. Inhale to exhale, right? So it's about that. And I want to continue that. And I know it's different to deliver that on a virtual platform sometimes. I mean, real life classes. One more on this one. Real life classes are the bomb, right? You got the music, you got the lights, you're sharing air in a space, right? You can really feel that. But virtual, I'm going to tell you, I'm connected on virtual with you guys. I feel you're there. I feel you're giving exertion. I feel like you might be having a little bit of fun with us along the way. And that's kind of why we want to be here. And then it keeps us moving because we really do need. Cheryl and I met later in life, as some of you know. And later in life for me is over halfway through probably my term, right, on this planet. And those are the older years that I'm coming into now, right? But older doesn't have to mean negative, but it does mean that I may have to work a little bit harder and be a little bit more aware just to make sure that I maintain my health. So this is so important for so many reasons. We're going to move into dips, and if you want to, skull crushers. Dips on the bench, you can extend your legs or keep your knees bent. I just really want you to, just like I showed you in the beginning of class, keep your body close to the edge of your bench or chair. This may not work for a lot of people, and I've seen people actually get injured by having their hips too far forward and then bending from there. That's going to way overstretch your shoulders. Some of you just holding yourself with a bent elbow might be enough. And for those of you that have problems with your wrists, walk it back. This really may not be an option for you. So if you want, onto the floor with some dumbbells or the bands behind your back. And what we can do is some skull crushers. But I do want to throw in some other movements while we train through this series. I'm going to move up my mic again. Sorry if my necklace. Look, Cheryl, I'm a hot mess without you. Honestly, I'm going to extend my legs on this one. So putting your legs further forward and taking the bend out of your knees puts more weight, right? So when your knees are bent and your feet are on the ground, you can push up. I'm going to put a little bit of that bend. Oh, look, I'm stuttering. I can feel it a little bit in my traps on this one. I think one of the biggest mistakes on this one is that people allow themselves to, don't do this, barrel frontward. I want you to try and stay up nice and tall. Fold the elbows back, almost like a chicken wing tucking back. Again, tough move. You need to have good flexibility in the shoulders. So if that move isn't feeling great, hit the mat. We're not here to get anybody injured, but we do want to kind of push the envelope a little bit. And if you do want to try some different stuff, bench dips are kind of fun. Let's do this again. This is a big one. It's a 60-second. So my hands are right on the edge of the bench. I'm bending, I'm extending. And what I'm also going to ask you to do is, as I kind of readjust here, I want you to really extend the arms up. Okay, so it's full extension, straighten the arms, and you should almost be feeling your booty grazing the end of your chair, or if you do have a bench, your bench. I keep kind of walking my legs out and in just to see how much I can take. How much of my own weight can I take on this? How are the wrists feeling? How is the shoulder, right? How is the neck? 20 seconds left as I look over at our peak. We are on our 60-second, okay? Triceps are starting to feel it now. I always get so joyful when I feel the muscle pain. What's wrong with me? Those are the endorphins. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Backing it up. So again, the wrists don't feel too bad, but I don't have big issues with my wrists. I think I just have issues with joints these days. They kind of crack. They just, yes. Let's go 45, right? Just that inhale and exhale, kind of natural, you roll over in bed and something cracks or pops. So, I'm not worried about it anymore. No, it's fine. It's just part of the whole thing. But that's why we want to stay active. I tell Cheryl often, because we eat well, thanks to Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl. We take some supplements, multivitamin and stuff like that. Nothing crazy. We drink water. We have love. We get sleep. Broken sleep, but whatever, up and through. We train. We really do train, right? Oh my Lord. We do our resistance training. We need to work a bit more on mobility. Cardio is starting to pick back up. And we can still feel our bodies. And I always ask her, I'm like, man, I can't imagine last 30 seconds how much I want to wrap my arms around people who are our age, younger or older, and are not moving. They must be so uncomfortable. It's another reason, offer a free platform. Do what you guys can do at home, because doing anything is better than doing nothing. And we feel you. We feel how tough it is as the body kind of ages. And we just want to make you as strong and as happy as we can be with the process of this. Let's walk it back up. Right on. What I'm going to ask you to do is, this is my right hand. Let's put it, behind, and then give a little tug with the chest up. So yeah, honestly, when I was younger, I feel like the screen needs to blur now. Like we're going back to a memory. I used to think that more was more, right? 2 hours of lifting, 2 hours of cardio, like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of obsessive stuff, shake it out. And then not fueling by any means properly for all that activity. And really what I've come to realize is that it's just enough. It's just enough for what we need, right? So if we lift our max weights, right? So those last few reps on each set is challenging. Can you shake this out a little bit? You got her. Can you sit down for me for 1 sec? Awesome. This is my right hand. Can you hold on to your left shin? And can you just kind of pull yourself out? Just so you get a little bit of a stretch here. If that's hard, you can lock it under your knee. I just want you to kind of pull out just to get a little bit of a stretch there. And release. Yeah, so if we commit, right? If we commit to lifting 30 minutes, but we lift, like when we come in here, we just do what we can. We do our best. Release. And if you want, you can stand up on your feet. I'm going to stay here, elbows out, and you're just going to twist from side to side. And giving that max effort in that time frame, absolutely you're going to see gains. Absolutely. Right? But we're going to show up and we're going to do our best while we're here during this time. I'm going to sign off. Thank you very much I do miss Cheryl when she's not here. I wish you guys could actually talk on this. This would be super cool. I'm gonna come over to the camera. Apologies for the blur today. I'm thinking it's just retaliating because Cheryl's not here. So me and my red cap, we thank you very much for joining us. Cheryl will be back tomorrow. And for those of you that are spinning, I will see you at 12:05. See you later.